Welcome to the long-awaited handbag declutter, and as you've seen in the last year, I added quite a few bags to my collection. That is why I'm now at the point where I'm starting to feel a little bit overwhelmed and I want to do a declutter. And even though I am a handbag girly, I love all of my bags, I'm gonna be really honest and ruthless with myself because I know if I don't wear a bag and it doesn't bring me joy anymore, it's better to let it go. I'm gonna start with all of my black bags, and as I usually do, I hope you don't mind me always sharing the tracking data. I'm gonna share when I bought the bag, how much I wore it in the last 3 years because I have data for that, and then I also have a data point for the last 11 months. So I'm gonna give you all of the data and I'm gonna explain why I'm keeping or decluttering certain pieces. But first, to my only tote bag in my collection, the Polene, I'm in regular size, and to give you the data, this one I bought in February 2024, and since then I wore it 100 times, but then in the last 11 months I wore it 47 times. So obviously with all of the data, you can tell this one is definitely gonna stay. It's been my most worn bag in the last 11 months actually. It's so practical, it's so lovely, it's so easy to style, easy to wear, and specifically what I love about this bag and most of the Polene bags is the shape because it's really unique. I have to admit the regular tote bag doesn't really speak to me all that much, so that's why I didn't own a lot of them in my life. And when I bought this one, I wasn't sure if I'm gonna wear it loads. I thought, yes, it's gonna be practical, I can have my laptop and planner and all of the different things with me, but I wasn't sure style-wise how it's gonna go, and now I can tell you that I absolutely love it. I know some people talk about that the quality of Polene bags went downhill, and I have to agree because I've noticed a lot more wear and tear on the handles compared to my older Polene bags. And then I've also noticed that the bag lost its shape on the left and on the right. I'm not sure why, but I went looking online and I read that you can actually use the straps on the inside to make the bag just a little bit more symmetrical, which is what I've done to make everything a little bit better. But in this situation, it's a little bit harder to get things in and out. But obviously this bag I absolutely love, and if I had to buy it again, I would definitely do it in a heartbeat. And now to my medium black bag. This one is the Saint Laurent Lulu small bag with all black hardware that again I absolutely love. But first let me give you all of the data. I bought this one in November of 2019, and in the last 3 years I wore it 153 times, and then in the last year I wore it 29 times. So this one is the 5th most worn bag in the last 11 months. And the reason I'm kind of doing the 3 years and the last year is because I want to see a difference. Sometimes it may happen that 3 years ago I wore something on repeat, but then lately I just haven't reached for it. So both of these data points are useful to me. But again, with the data, we can obviously tell that this one is going to be saying this bag I love so much. It is showing a lot of signs of wear and tear in the corners, but honestly, I don't really care. And ironically, when it comes to designer bags, when I wear them out, I start to wear them even more because in my head, now that you can see signs of wear and tear, the value went down, so I don't have to worry about wearing it out even more, if that makes sense. But this one I absolutely love in the fall, in the winter, and in the spring. I don't really reach for it in the summer. I love the contrast it provides because I'm a huge fan of all black outfits, and one way how I really make my monochrome outfits interesting is with different textures. And because this one is just a little bit more shiny, it looks amazing with my black wool coat, with my faux fur coat, but then it also matches some of my pieces like my leather over the boots, so it ties everything nicely together. And now to my last black bag. It's again from Polene. This one is the Numero 1 Nano ingrained black leather. As for the data, I got it in July of 2022, and since then I wore it 172 times, but then in the last 11 months I wore it 40 times, which comes to 3rd place. As you can tell, I wear my black bags a lot because they're so easy to style. They're so versatile. And again, with the Polene bags, you have really unique shape, and this one is no exception. It has this nice little dimples, which I think it's really cute. It also has a top handle, which I love my top handle bags. And also considering the size, it fits surprisingly a lot in here. I can also put my Kindle in here or vlogging camera, everything that I might need. The only thing when it comes to my black bags, I wish one of them had some kind of noticeable hardware, because I'm noticing that sometimes when my outfit is really plain, I want the bag to be a little bit more statementy and to almost feel like jewelry for my outfit. So I was thinking when it comes to this bag that maybe I can buy some metal chains and then I can change the straps so I can get a different vibe. I'm not sure if this is a smart idea. If any of you have done that, let me know. I'm really curious because I've seen some amazing straps online and I think it might look pretty cool. But other than that, this one is gonna be staying. I love it, I wear it a lot, and it's so, so cute. And now let's go through all of my red bags. I have two. And the first one is the new one that I added to my collection that is super gorgeous, and it's from Parisa Wang, the Madison top handle bag. The data is gonna be very short and simple. I got it in August of 2025, and since then I wore it 11 times already. Of course, because this one is a new addition and I picked it very, very recently, it's gonna be staying. I absolutely love the quality, the shape, the design. I'm really impressed with the quality of this bag. It's actually better than Polene. I know the price is also a little bit higher, but honestly, I think the bags are really, really amazing. This one is absolutely stunning, and as I've said before, it feels like jewelry for my outfit. But then I also have a pop of color, which sometimes when I'm wearing a lot of plain outfits, I want that. I love my colors, and this one is also slightly bigger than most of my crossbody bags, but that was for a reason, because I started carrying more and more stuff with me. I often take my vlogging camera with me, and then an extra battery, and then also sometimes a tripod or a Kindle, or I just take a lot more with me. So I wanted to have a bag that it's a little bit more spacious, but still looks really fun and unique and special. But then I have another red bag that has a little bit of a different shade. This one is again Polene numero 1 nano in garnet color. And I got it at the same time as the black numero 1 nano, which was in July of 2022. And since then I wore it only 25 times. And in the last year, I only wore it 12 times. The data doesn't lie, and as you can see, I almost never reach for this bag. And to be completely honest, the reason I even wore it so much is because I feel guilty oftentimes when I see it. So that's why I just grab it and wear it so I feel a little bit better. But if I would have that guilt, I would probably wear it even less. And the reason for that, I honestly think, is because of the color. Even though it matches some of my pieces in my capsule wardrobe perfectly, oftentimes when I put it next to my neutral items or next to my jeans or my summer pieces, I don't really get the vibe that I was going for. Even though it's a gorgeous shade of red, it's a little bit too bright for my personal opinion. That's why I got a deeper red color, because I wanted something that it's a little bit more versatile and easier to style. With tracking, I discovered that bright colored bags are really not my cup of tea. They're really hard to style and I just don't get the vibe that I wanted. So this one I'm gonna be decluttering today. And also I wanted to mention that I recently created a Depop account. So all of these bags that I'm decluttering, I'm gonna be selling on there. So if you're curious, you can always have a look. And now we have more bright colors to go through. And I'm gonna continue with my coral bags, which again, I have two of them. The first one is this one that I got from Brazil, or now they have a different name, Menso Rinso. I'm not sure if I'm pronouncing it correctly, probably not. This one I got in September 2024, and since then I wore it 38 times. And then specifically in the last 11 months, I wore it 31 times, which comes to the 4th place. Again, because it's a bright color, I can see I'm not wearing it loads, but then at the same time, I'm wearing it more than enough for me to keep it. And this one is actually my favorite shade. So even though it's bright, I absolutely love this one. I wear it a lot with my neutrals, and I love the vibe that I get. With the red one, I wasn't really feeling the vibe, but with this one, I absolutely love it. And then I also have a coral scarf in my collection that ties everything so nicely together. And this one is so practical. Again, I have some handles so I can easily grab it, but then I also have the crossbody strap, and also the size is again really perfect for me. I can fit my vlogging camera in here and everything that I might possibly need. So this one I absolutely love and is definitely gonna be staying. But then I have another coral bag that it's pretty much the same shade. I can show you the comparison. So you can see it's pretty much the same color. As for the data, the Bvlgari Serpentine Forever top handle bag. This one I got in August 2019, and in the last 3 years I wore it 78 times, but then in the last 11 months I wore it 0 times. So again, the data never lies, and this bag I just never ever reach for. And even though it's like a piece of art to me and it's probably my favorite bag out of all, I cannot justify keeping it because it's so expensive. This is also another factor I was considering when decluttering. In one of my videos, I talked about how I really prioritize peace of mind before fashion. And when it comes to the designer handbags, sometimes I feel like when I wear them, I'm too careful with them. If I'm keeping it, I want to be carefree, like with my Saint Laurent bag. With that one, I'm really carefree. But this one, I've noticed that I don't reach for it because I'm a little bit too worried what's gonna happen to her, because it's in a really nice condition and it's really expensive. I just decided I'm gonna sell it. But then also at the same time, on the practical side, this one I never really wore in the winter or in the fall because it's a little bit more delicate and has really thin straps. But then also because my lifestyle changed a little bit and I carry more things with me than I used to, the size it's also just a little bit too small for my taste. So it's not only that it's a designer bag, it's also the size and the design of its bag that it's the main reason I'm gonna be decluttering this one. And then the less bright colored group to go through are my pink bags, which again I have 2 of them. And the first one is the newer edition. This one is again from Parisa Wang Madison micro top handle bag, and I got it a month ago in August of 2025, and since then I wore it 9 times. Obviously this one is gonna be staying. It's so cute and adorable, and also the size is really practical for me because I can easily take my vlogging camera with me in here or even a Kindle, both fit perfectly. As for the main reason I got this one is the color, and the same goes for the burgundy one. I wanted to have colorful bags in my collection that are also versatile because, as I've said before, with my colorful bags, I've noticed that I don't really love how they look. So I have 2 alternatives: to have only neutral bags, which is a no-no for me, or I can have colorful bags that are a little bit more subtle, like this pastel baby pink or the deeper shade in burgundy. So that was my thought process when I was picking the bags, and honestly, it worked out great. I already wore both of them a ton. But then my other pink bag is this one from Valentino, which is a rock stud medium spy bag. I think it's called something like that. And I got it in November 2019. And in the last 3 years, I wore it 34 times. But then in the last 11 months, I wore it 10 times. As you can tell, this one is going to be going today. It's a really bright color. I also wanted to mention that a lot of you know me really well because when I asked you to guess which bags I'm going to be decluttering, I think all of you said this one, but then also most of the bags that I decluttered. So really well done. I feel like you know me so well. But the issue with this bag is that if I'm completely honest with myself, and it's also a lesson I can take with me, is the only reason I bought it is because A, I absolutely love the shape of this bag, the Valentino Rockstud medium bag. I think it's amazing. But then B, because it was discounted. I saw this one in an outlet store and the price was so good. I was like, I cannot pass on this. So I didn't plan for this bag. I didn't have it on my wish list, but it just kind of happened, and since then I didn't really wear it. And the only reason I wore it 10 times in the last 11 months is because I included it in my 10 item wardrobe challenge. Otherwise, again, I don't think I would really reach for it a lot. And now the only category to go through are my light colored neutral bags. But before I show you everything, of course, I want to ask you that if you're enjoying this video, that you give it a thumbs up. Thank you. The first one is the Valentino camera bag in Poudre, I think it's called. And this one I got in August 2020. And in the last 3 years, I wore it 36 times. And then in the last 11 months, I wore it 9 times. I have to be honest, this one I was really debating if I should keep or declutter because I don't really wear it a lot anymore. And also the size is not really practical for my lifestyle. I feel like I cannot put everything that I need inside this bag. But then at the same time, I just love this color. And because I also have the matching shoes, I still want to keep it for now because I feel in those specific instances, this one looks absolutely amazing. And honestly, if I could do things all over again, what I would do is I would get this bag in this color and then I think we would have a winner. But honestly, you know, that is not realistic for me to do, or it's not even practical to do for me. So for now, I decided I'm gonna keep this one because I can still wear it the entire year. It still goes incredibly well with most of my capsule wardrobe pieces. It also matches a lot of my scarves really nicely. But yeah, potentially in the future, if I find this kind of shade in a bigger size, maybe I'm gonna make a swap. But for now, this one is gonna be staying because otherwise I feel I'm gonna create a gap in my collection. And also, you know me, I never force myself to declutter. And now to the bag in similar color. This one is the only backpack that I have. It's from Furla and I'm not sure what's the design of this bag because I got it in an outlet store. But for the statistics, I got this one in November 2024, and since then I wore it 45 times, and then in the last 11 months I wore it 42 times, which comes to second place. I'm guessing this backpack is the main reason why I stopped wearing this bag so much, because as you can see, they're kind of similar shade, a little bit different, but they have the same vibe. And this one I absolutely love in the summer months when I'm out and about and I want to have my hands free. And because it's so cute and petite, it's really light, so sometimes I even forget that I wear it. I remember once I was looking for my backpack and I was like asking my husband, where is it, only to realize I already had it on my back. It's so light, and most importantly, the size is really practical. I can put my vlogging camera in here, which again is really important to me, and then also it looks really stylish. It goes with all of my Valentino shoes that I mentioned before, and yeah, I think this one is amazing, and obviously I'm gonna keep it. And now the last bag in my collection is the Polene Noof Mini in chalk color, and this one I got in May 2023, and in the last 3 years I wore it 120 times, and in the last 11 months I wore it 28 times. I remember when I got it, I bought it specifically to wear with my monochrome outfits, with my all white outfits, but since then I discovered I can wear it so much more with my black outfits to have kind of a pop of light color, if that makes sense. And as you can see, the wear is really high, and honestly this shape is so cute, it's so amazing, and that's why I'm obsessed with Polene bags, because I love the little dimples. This one feels like a little cloud, like a little dumpling, and it's also really supple. I think out of all of my Polene bags, this one is the most supple, and it feels really nice to the touch. The only complaint I would have with this one is that maybe it's a little bit hard to get things in and out, so sometimes having a vlogging camera with me if I want to film a lot, it's not ideal. But other than that, I love this bag and it's still gonna stay in my collection. So today I went from 12 bags to 9, and this is 25% gone, which feels amazing. And now my hallway closet feels spacious and like a boutique again, which I absolutely love. So I hope you enjoyed this video, and if you feel inspired to go through your own handbag collection and you want to declutter it, then I will link another video on the handbag decluttering guide that you can watch next. But this is it for today. Thank you for watching, and I will see you next time.